Avatar, Meher Baba ki Jai. We are starting the reading of Lord Meher, the biography of the Avatar of the Age, Meher Baba, Volume 1 by Bhau Kalchuri. And we'll start from beginning and try and read every day. Lord Meher was originally written in Hindi by Bhau Kalchuri, 1971 to 1973. English translation by author assisted by Firam Working Boxwala, 1973 to 74. The lives of Shahryar and Shirimai authenticated by daughter Mani in 1986. Compilation of translated manuscripts by David Frenster, 1980 to 85, and additional manuscript materials 1995 to 96. Compilation of photographs by Lawrence Reiter. Copyright is 2005. Copyright Avatar Meher Baba Perpetual Public Charitable Trust, Kings Road, Ahmednagar, India. ISBN number is 8188224197 and is published by Meher Monwani Publications, 168240/7, Malakpet, Hyderabad, AP, India. I'll skip the contents page because we are going to read, and there's a foreword. Meher Leela. Only a perfect person who has attained the divine state of Sahaj Samadhi, God consciousness plus creation consciousness, can understand the life of the Avatar. An ordinary person clothed in ignorance can never gauge the Avatar's infinitude. The earthly life of the Avatar is beyond conception, for who can have any idea of his inner working and universal activity? Still, by strolling about in the compound of this world and by his outer work and activity, the song of wine rises up to link the singer with infinity and inspire him to cross the ocean of Maya. Each act of Avatar is his Leela or play in his cosmic game. In Lord Meher, every effort has been made to delineate a picture of this. Lord Meher includes not only a historical study of Meher Baba's advent from beginning, but also my personal experience of being in his close contact day and night for many years. Above all, this work is the fulfillment of Meher Baba's direct instructions to me to write his biography. Since I was a witness to Meher Leela for many years on the physical plane, the events imprinted in my mind and heart took shape in black and white in the fulfillment of his wishes. But the culmination of this writing, in accordance with his orders, was only possible through him. I am deeply indebted to Adike Irani, Meher Baba's secretary for many years, who placed his office records at my disposal and allowed Firam Working Boxwala to assist me. Firam felt inspired to help me, and since he was the record keeper of Meher Baba's correspondence and messages at Adi's office, his help was invaluable. Firam also felt inspired to translate with my help all that I wrote originally in Hindi into English. It has been my son-in-law David Fresner's labor of love for many years, checking, editing, and retyping the translated text, as well as including numerous additional notes, and new material in order to prepare the manuscript for publication in English. His faithful service and accurate compilation of the voluminous amount of material has proven invaluable. Lawrence Rater, the initial publisher of Lord Mayor, is also deserving of thanks. I bow down to the love of following of my kith and kin who have furnished me with information of for Lord Mayor. Meher Azad Women Monthly, Mehra indirectly, Mani, Mehru indirectly, Gohar, Rano, Naja. Meher Azad Men Monthly, Eruch, Vaido, Aloba, Pendu. Mehrabad Monthly, Padri, Mansari, Sidhu. Ahmednagar Monthly, Adi Senior, Chagan, Sarosh, Firam. I made personal contacts and gathered stories from many followers of the beloved's garden. Those who shared the fragrance of their love for him with me include Mehrabad, Jangde Master, Nana Kher, Sushila, and Tara. Arankau, Bhau Chima, Lala Kamble and Ramji, Ahmednagar, Bhagirath and Kokila Tiwari, Dhake, Meru Mehta, Nusirwan Sata, Rangole, Rustam Kaka, Vaman Padole, and my wife Rama, daughter Sheila, and son Mehernath Kalchuri. Bombay, Khurshid K. Rani, Alamai, Katrak, Anwas, and Nariman Dadachanji, Asma, Dina, Talati, Kuba and Nergis Dadachanji, Jal, and Dolly Dastur, Katie Rani, Rao Saab Apsari, Jim and Ruda Mistry, Savak and Nergis Kopal, and Minu Babai, and Meher Desai. Puna Behram and Perin Jal, Rustam and Sora Virani, Babu Cyclewala, Jangu and Gulnar Sukhadwala, Meherji, Sadashiv Patel, and Gaimai, Manu and Meherwan Jesawala. Written information was utilized from Ajoba, Pandoba, Balna to Pukar, Kishan Singh, Dr. Ghani, Vishnu, Nilu, Dr. Donkin, Chanji Ramju. Through correspondence, I contacted Dr. Deshmukh, Bhopali Kumar, Keki Nalawala, Keshav Nigam, Shripad Sahai, Mantradat Shastri, Kuntai Gadekar. In the end, I bow down to the love for the beloved of all those who played roles in his divine game in both East and West, and thus made it possible for me to record for posterity the history of this avtaric advent. By Bhau Kalchuri, Mirazad, India, July 10th, 1971. We have editor's foreword. Although Lord Mayor was written and edited after Meher Baba dropped his body, its genesis began 3 months before this, in October 1968. Keshav Nigam, a Baba lover from Hamirpur, was staying at Mirazad for a meeting. Baba had come read Baba's biography in Hindi's Essential. Keshav opined one afternoon to Bhauji, people are anxious to read it in Hindi. Bhau did not pay much attention, but Baba himself broached the topic when he persisted in asking Bhau what Keshav had said. Keshav said, your biography should be written in Hindi. Bhau informed him. Baba concurred, yes, he's right, it should be there. Bhau kept quiet. He knew if he agreed, Baba would ask him to write the biography. Baba too did not say anything further. A few weeks later, however, Baba asked Bhau to bring a copy of the Ramayana, the famous epic poem of Ram's life by Tulsidas. Baba opened the book at random and instructed Bhau to read a few couplets aloud. After Bhau read from various parts of the book, Baba declared, you will write better than this. It was not until 24 January 1969, 7 days prior to beloved Baba's dropping his body, that he gave Bhauji implicit instruction to write his biography. In Bhau's introduction, he writes touchingly about the scene in Baba's bedroom that night. Baba was in a critical condition. Amidst his frequent spasms and jerks, as Bhau describes them, Baba managed to convey. Listen carefully to what I say. I am giving you a very important work. I want you to write my biography in verse. Bhau tried to stop him, as the strain of gesturing was causing more spasms. But Baba went on. Baba also instructed, include the lives of five perfect masters in the beginning, and also my father's life. Bhau listened to him quietly and did not interrupt. This was to be the last order that Meher Baba ever imparted to him. At the beginning of 1974, Lord Meher was given to Firam Working Boxwala to type into English, and it was given to me for editing soon after I moved to India permanently in June 1975. Since that time, many others who came in contact with Meher Baba have contributed accounts of their meetings and time spent with him. Most are Westerners whom Bhauji was unable to contact personally while researching the book. They include Clarence Adams, Louis Agostini, Herman Alvarado, Agnes Barron, Irene Bilu, Cynthia Bogue, Bernard Bruford, Marvin and Jean Chapman, Rick Chapman, Margaret Grass, Kitty Davy, Harry Littlechaw, Delia DeLeon, Robert Dreyfus, Ned Foote, Phyllis Frederick, Colonel Volney Hopkinson, Henry Cashotti, Anna Lemon, Bill LePage, Edward and Irwin Luck, Fred Marks, Jim McGrew, Lynn, and Phillips Ott, Elizabeth Patterson, Tom Riley, Peter Rowan, Liz Sakalis, Darwin and Jean Shaw, Don Stevens, Minta Toledano, Kim Tolhurst, Ursula Reinhardt, Anita Willard, Adele Wolkin, Alan Ewell. Many Indian Baba lovers also contributed their accounts. Prominently among them are Koshang Barucha, Kiki Desai, Kovas Vasuna, others such as Keith Gunn and Duncan Knowles did much proofreading and made many corrections to the first printing. New information in the form of diaries, letters, etc. came to light during this period, and all pertinent information has been included where appropriate. Thus, the English version of Lord Meher grew to more than 5,000 pages. Editing Lord Meher took a period of 30 years. Editing Lord Meher over a period of 30 years has been a task of great privilege and constant joy. There's no other book about Meher Baba, nor there is likely to be one anytime soon, that so truly and accurately chronicles Meher Baba's incredible lective life and work from the beginning to the end. While working on Lord Meher, I was struck by a biblical nature of narrative. One is swept by the sweet stories, alluring tales, and fascinating personal accounts of meeting the Ancient One, written in easily read conversational form. How has truly fulfilled his instructive. In addition, he has included a wealth of unpublished discourses given spontaneously by Baba, which take on added meaning when read in the context they were given. Through learning more about Beloved's life, and especially about his way of working with his Manli, we are inevitably brought closer to him. One night in the late 1960s, Baba told Bhau, even if people criticize or find fault with your writing, you should never mind. Just write for me because I have asked you. This much, remember, I tell you honestly, I like your writing, even if the whole world goes against you. Don't care. Let them say whatever they wish. I have asked you to write, and so you should do. When I'm pleased with what you state, what more could you want? With a blessing, and what a fortune to be involved with a project that has Meher Baba's divine sanction. Baba guiding hand was felt both by author and myself from the book's inception. This is true source of Bhau Kalchuri's inspiration. The power and strength of what Bhau has written has its origin here. Lord Meher is a book destined to become a classic in the sense that readers will return to it time and again. Profusion of detail contained in it makes a single reading insufficient. It's a book that you will read over and over again without a doubt. It contains the greatest story ever told. David Finster, Mehrabad, September 2004.
My father, your terrible suffering on the night of 24th January 1969 is always before my eyes. The night you asked me to write your biography in verse, you took upon your delicate flower like body the infinite burden of universal ignorance, so that the rays of awareness would gradually shine on each kingdom of evolution. But the weight of that heavy load was crushing every part of your body to pieces. Your slightest movement caused painful electric like shocks that I saw as spasms. It is simply impossible to measure, calculate, or imagine the degree of your suffering. In this critical condition, by slowly moving your fingers, you spoke to me. I am giving you very important work. You must write my biography in verse. As you were gesturing, I watched your bear the painful jerks caused by moving your fingers. Your body lifted from the bed in a spasm after spasm and fell down, back down. My heart was breaking, so I pleaded, Baba, why instruct me about the book now? Wait and tell me when you are better. But you kept gesturing, suffering constant spasms throughout. Haltingly, for almost 30 minutes, you gave me instructions. Write 800 pages. Write in simple and attractive way. Make it very interesting. Use four types of meters. Write 100 pages about my manifestation. I will give you the meters and also tell you about the manifestation later. Do not worry. I will explain everything to you. I would only watch and listen. My heart refused to question your instructions so as not to prolong your agony. I only wished you to stop gesturing just then so the spasms would cease. How would I know that after a week your body would snap its physical connection with this world and that I would be forced to carry out your directives with tears of grief in my eyes? You once told me to bring a copy of Ramayana by Tulsidas and read to you a few pages of couplets. I remember you told me you will write better than Tulsidas, but with your departure, everything in life now seems empty, though at times I feel the rays of your presence. They are few and far between. I was left in shock, and because of this, I remained inactive for some time. Francis told me, Baba did not give you the meters, so you are freed from his orders and need not write. But I wondered if this was true. Then one night you fulfilled your promise by prompting me to make a beginning. You came in my dream and whispered, You want the meters? Here they are. Take them. You pointed to a blackboard filled with writings. I woke up before I could read the writings, but I knew that you wished me to write. And so I began collecting material. I spent 2.5 years engaged in this, and after assembling all that I have gathered, I am starting the work you gave me. I know that what you asked me to do, you yourself will do. And only the medium, given his gross medium life, is left to you. You have indicated to me that you wanted a very detailed biography in prose. So before I write your life in verse, I'm starting with this. I'm confident that this work has your blessings. I know that you will grant me the strength to complete it under the circumstances I'm facing. My Father, I'm yours as I am. You are everything to me. There is none else. May my every birth breathe your pleasure so that the impact of what you asked me to write will be felt. Bahu, Bahu, Mehrazad, 10th July 1971. Help to the seeker. If you seek God and God alone, continue to read. If you seek miracles, powers, or spiritual rewards, then close the book. Close the book. Gnosis, divine knowledge, is what the true seeker searches for. Gnosis is the only real help to a seeker of God. Until Meher Baba's missing book is found, the books God speak and nothing in the everything represent the revealing of Gnosis for this age. The conclusion to God speaks sums up the total problematic nature of the mind of man and man's continual assertions and suffering attempts to grasp what is beyond his mind, what is beyond his intellect and reason, what is beyond his mental capacity and intellectual grasp. In Meher Baba's words, God cannot be explained, he cannot be argued about, he cannot be theorized, nor can he be discussed and understood. God can only be lived. Nevertheless, all that is said here and explained about God to appease the intellectual convulsions of the mind of man still laces many more words and further explanations, because the truth is that the reality must be realized and the divinity of God must be attained and lived. To understand the infinite eternal reality is not the goal of individualized beings in the illusion of creation, because the reality can never be understood. It is to be realized by conscious experience. Therefore, the goal is to realize the reality and attain the I am God state in human form. The biography of Meher Baba's life, travels, and work with people from all walks of life throughout the world represents the many more words and further explanations that are necessary to appease the intellectual convulsions of the mind of man. Man's mind must be appeased, otherwise, there is no apparent end to the mental suffering caused by one's own individual psyche or sanskaric makeup and building. The convulsions of human mind are terrible and distressing. They are worsening in face of the suffering caused by the chaos and confusion that man finds himself living amidst in conflict, up against the unnatural and destructive forces in the world dragging his mind into despair, up against an increasing comfort of values and judgments, truths and illusions, worldly and religious thoughts. God is spirit, man too is spirit, but he exists in a state of not knowing, bound by ignorance, limitations. Man cannot live without thinking about becoming spirit, without knowledge of it. Thinking is man's noblest quality. Involution to enter the process of infinite thinking is man's destiny, whereby he realizes the state of infinite mind and transforms into spirit. Thinking of the infinite transforms man so he can transcend his evolutionary nature and enter involution, become spirit. The biography represents what cannot be explained, nevertheless, is attempted to be explained so one can eventually understand that man is spirit, that he must transcend beyond all this worldly knowledge. man is to understand that understanding in itself is not the goal of his mind, but that power called realizing or to realize is the ultimate power of the mind, meaning to think the infinite thought. And for that to be achieved, man must go beyond form and at the same time still sustain life. To live in such a state is called spiritual perfection. This has been achieved by those called perfect masters. Only a few have the necessary preparation of being able to live with such a being. A man became God, a man who has become spirit. When it is time for the greater mass of mankind to know what is living perfection, then that precipitates the advent of Avatar, the direct descent of God, the supreme spirit on earth, the spirit, the supreme time for mankind to encounter the living perfection of God is the full story, or the numerous stories of Meher Baba's life. He who embodied the living God. The biography is one of the most extensive and detailed in history because it is essentially one book eventually meant to be read by men and women everywhere for centuries to come. Although it is a translation, poetic and esoteric in style with a synthesis of Sufi and Vedantic philosophy, every effort has been made that with what is read is comprehended and what is comprehended will lead individuals to the experiencing of the living presence of God and this and the greater realizing of the meaning of life and the universe, the relation of God to man and the path to God, meaning how man becomes spirit, transforms into spirit. Every effort has been made to not only document in word but in photographic image that divine form of the God man called truth and truth's body or love personified. So one's imagination does not become distorted by gross caricature and the facts are not misrepresented and history is not lost in fragments or legends. God is the greatest thought of the mind of man. To become spirit is the highest thought of man. It is the ultimate quest. The greatness of this thinking has deserved man's fullest concentration and dedication throughout history, and so it shall into the future. Such mysteries or transfigurations are revealed in the life and work of Allah, the living God amidst humanity. From what is discovered in this biography, some will seek the reality of Meher Baba, and by the avatar's help, some seekers will strive forward the I am God state. That is the real purpose behind everything. Meher Baba did for individuals throughout the world. There is no other purpose in life to the countless lifetimes of one's development, and the purpose of this biography of Meher Baba's life is to help individuals realize what living the I am God state means, what living as spirit really means. Lawrence writer अवतार मेहर
Meher
बाबा
Baba
की
ki
जय,
jai. Avatar Meher
मेहर
Baba
बाबा
ki
की
jai.
जय,
Avatar
अवतार
Meher
मेहर
Baba
बाबा
ki
की
jai.
जय.
We'll stop reading today.